All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to Underproved, why these women love toxic men. Let's jump in.
You said that you wanted to talk about red flags versus green flags and why women are attracted to red flags.
Ooh. I didn't know we were going to like go down everything I like wrote down in this. Yeah, so I definitely become red flags can be attractive and that's not a good thing, but women and men probably too, you know, sometimes we flock to like red flags. I mean, a lot of it has to do with our childhoods and things like that.
Of
but
course.
It's hard to break the way that you're shown love as a child. And that's how, when you're an adult, that's what feels normal. So when someone's really nice to you, let's say, not saying my dad was bad in any ways, but there's certain traits of like, didn't let you cry, didn't like let you talk, like just like these little things. So that's kind of how I feel love from a guy. And so basically there's certain things that I subconsciously am attracted to that are red flags that I shouldn't be attracted
like treating
to.
you like shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I've gotten better. If a man starts treating me like shit.
Are you sure you gotten better?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if a Chad was in here right now treating you like shit,
no, I want to.
Wait a minute.
Wait, who?
Chad Drew right here, man.
a Chad, some like
a Chad.
really good looking
like
dude
a Karen, but
was
a
in
Chad.
here treating you like shit.
I don't like really good looking dudes.
Yeah, right.
Whatever you think is a really good looking dude.
Yeah.
What are some of the red flags that you'll tolerate or whatever? It's okay. Treating you poorly. What else?
Well, it's not like treating you poorly, right? It's just like, you know, they like to drink every day, you know, and it's like
drug problem.
And then if they do that, how do they treat you?
That's probably her father. Probably her father was something like that, right? Like he probably was very toxic guy.
Right. Well, a lot of the guys that I've dated like pretend like they don't have these red flags, and then once I love them, then they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm a huge alcoholic," and yada yada. You know, like it's not.
And when they're drunk, they treat you better or worse?
So the one that got my best friend pregnant, better when he was drunk. Loved him when he was drunk. Great guy. The other one, when he did, you know, drank and stuff, he was like really mean and like distant and like hostile and stuff. So I think it just depends. But I'm definitely not trying to date like a heavy drinker in the future. Not like I can date someone who like,
that's
can
crazy,
have
man.
a drink, but I'm not trying to date someone that every single day has to get like wasted to deal with
If
life.
you leave women for their own device, they will make their worst decisions. Wow, this is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, going around the table on this one though, who here, I guess, ignores red flags in a man?
Kind of.
That's crazy, man.
Just yes or no? I guess.
No.
No.
What?
Okay.
I used to.
Used to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to, of course.
Ignores red flags.
Yes.
Wow,
Yep.
I had to get done so astronomically dirty that I was like, wow, I can literally never tolerate anything ever again. And that's why I've been single for so long, I think.
I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. So
You want to believe in like you put them on this pedestal and you know.
I'm all like second chances, third chances, and then
No more
Glasses,
second
ninth
chances.
chances, 10th chances.
yeah,
I mean, I wonder.
because I get attached.
I do wonder though when it comes to this. So women often complain that men are toxic or
But they love them.
abusive. But I think most men like don't go down this path. But when men are young, they see the men that like when you're 18, 19, 20, other men in your peer group see the men that you guys are going after at that age. And they see you, they hear you, even if they're friends with you, complain. You complain about, oh, he's such a jerk, he's such an asshole, blah, blah, blah. You guys engage in sexual relationships with these men. Men's have major motivation when it comes to wanting to find a girlfriend. You guys essentially train men to be like because you reward the men who are abusive with sexual access. I'm a little confused by this.
No, that's so fair.
Oh, I have a take on this. I think it's because women are very, like, I'm not saying every woman ever, obviously, but a lot of women are very emotionally abusive. So then that
I think there was back in the day in the pickup artist community, there was some reasons why and some of the guys they figure out, it's because at least they can feel safe around toxic men, right? They can at least feel safe. That's one of them. I mean, toxic men, at least, you know, they're not the greatest, but if something happened, at least they know they can do something about it, right? I think that was one of the reasons. Also, remember, guys, emotional threshold. There was a trick back in the day. If you wanted to get laid in Tinder, you had to say that you have a DUI, right? It's the thing about getting risk, right? People that get risk, they have a 50-50 chance of being successful. Right? They're more likely than a guy that's born secure, they don't want to take risks. That's also, connected to attraction. And remember, people that usually go after resources and they're successful, they're actually people that take risk. Then there's a lot of theories why females like this kind of behavior. And also, they're dominant. A lot of these guys that are very abusive, they're very dominant. And females like dominant traits. It all goes back to the simple nature of simple dynamic between genders. They feel less than a man that is very toxic. That's what it is. And that emotional roller coaster, try to beat that afterwards.
Makes the man want to react to the emotional abuse and the manipulation or whatever that the woman is doing.
Gotta kind of push back a little here.
I'm not saying like that, he should have punched her in the face.
So I think, but maybe me and Brian even disagree a little here. I do think that most men are toxic. And I do think that they fit the criteria and modernity of what abuse is. And I think that women love that shit. So, like, here, hang on, hear me out, okay? The things that women consider to be toxic traits, which is, it's usually too much of the thing that they like. Too much assertion. Too much dominance. Too much of this. Too much of that. Right?
It's on a scale.
But then, if the man backs it off,
they start testing.
Then it's too little.
Yeah.
Right? So
they start testing.
So all of these things which are considered toxic masculinity, right? All those toxically masculine men, they seem to be getting plenty of women. They don't seem to have much problem with that at all. When you say abuse, especially verbal abuse, right? This is the idea of a man basically just saying no, right? That's usually what verbal abuse reduces to it. I haven't actually heard. There are some situations where, like, he called me this, he called me that, and they said some horrible shit. I agree with that. Okay, maybe we can consider that verbal abuse, but most of the time it's just like, he just said no, and they consider that to be verbal abuse.
Well, this is where I agree with you.
What I think ultimately is that men who say no and are very toxic in their masculinity basically got nothing to worry about. And he's right? Aren't you training them to be toxically masculine?
I kind of agree with.
Well, and one thing is remember, shaming men are being toxic. By shaming men, they can filter the betas. You see what I'm saying? By females shaming men, this is a theory. This is not me, but this is, I think, what I noticed. When females tend to shame men, the only ones that are going to be shamed by the female tactics are going to be betas. So they can filter those beta and they can get the piece of the pie, the greatest piece of the pie. I think that's why females use a lot of these tactics, just to get to that 1 of the percentage type of guys.
With you, to be completely honest, I can't. That's logical. So
I don't know if training is the right word, but I do think that women generally.
Women.
See, in my head, there is an E there. I just this is just my accent. It's just my accent. But I do think that women, is that how you want me to say it? I do think
right
that
way. Yes.
Dude,
Anyway,
that's so crazy. No, but I do think that they participate in holding up the patriarchy to an extent. Just like, and I know that you guys don't like to say the patriarchy, but when it comes to
the patriarchy,
but when it comes to like how you're saying, kind of like the overtly masculine, not that masculine is inherently a bad thing, but like where it gets to be I don't remember
Toxic.
exactly. Toxic masculinity. Yes, I do think that is occasionally upheld by women and their standards, and I think.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How come all these blue-haired feminist chicks are always fucking the most toxically masculine men ever?
Dude, no, actually, let's talk about it. And because I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's only men that are the problem, because I completely disagree. Like my brother, he has had some seriously insane girlfriends who I am like, how are you a real person? But I've also had like, you know, and that's where I think we talked about this last time, but I think it comes down to, are you just a moral person or are you not? And that has kind of nothing to do with gender, but I do think it's more acceptable. Tolerated.
Yeah, she just said nothing. She just cannot hold one position or the other. It comes back down to how good as a person you are. This kind of argument is just for me. She's trying to put some substance to the conversation, but actually the way she's talking is just backtracking the conversation. See, for her, remember, for her, status quo is good because you got all the power. So engaging in this type of conversation is not convenient. So what does she do? She just diminished the conversation by saying it's all depend on what kind of person you are, or it's all depend if a person is like good or bad. It just go to this kind of neutral, egalitarian conversation. This is what she's trying to do.
For a man to be a little bit more on the crazy side, you'll still stay with him. He'll cheat on you, whatever.
Wait,
Crazy in what way?
It's not more.
Hey,
hang on.
More
Matt.
tolerated.
It is
Andrew.
definitely not more tolerated for the man to be crazy than the woman.
You'd really?
Really, but I will ask you this again because I feel like you kind of evaded.
Oh.
Yeah.
The blue-haired feminist lunatic who is sky screaming at the top of her lungs. Why is it that she ends up fucking the toxically masculine man? Why is it that women are saying, I want a man who acts like a conservative but has my liberal values? Why are they all saying this?
Andrew, I wish I knew.
Right.
I wish I knew
Is it
the answer.
because
I have an
what is
answer.
considered to be toxically masculine, right, is not toxic at all. It's just masculine.
And that's why those women are single.
Yeah,
It's
good point.
It's just
I don't
what
have blue hair
masculine
yet,
is.
but-
Like,
She said,
let me give you an
hold on.
example of some toxic masculinity. Okay, so there are men I know, not me, of course. I would never do anything like this. It's horrible. There are men I know who they will go out to a shooting range, and I've been with men like this, and they will just unload on a target. Okay, yeah, exactly. Then a small little fluffy rabbit will run across the range.
And boom.
And they'll blast that motherfucker just to watch it explode. And then they'll give a big, they'll give a big belly laugh. They'll give a big belly laugh. They don't give a shit. They don't fucking care.
Rabbits are pretty invasive.
Yes, they are invasive, and they're evil, right? They're ontologically evil.
So
But the point
cute.
is that Fluffy gets blown to bits, right?
He has a
those
name.
dudes, they never hop in the car with a chick who's like, oh, honey, I can't believe that you can't. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care. So the thing is like, all the things that you would consider toxically masculine. Here's another one, right? Video games.
This is very funny that Brian said, yeah, rabbits are pretty invasive. And Andrew said, yeah, they're pretty evil. That was a very interesting moment.
Where,
Very
you
geeky
roll through
moment.
the town and you just kill everything that you see. Women don't give a shit about that either.
No.
When you're talking about toxic
Well, the ones that are, the gangsters. Talk about gangsters. You can go to any city in Chicago, Milwaukee, New York City. You see these guys, they're clearly gangsters, are surrounded by 10 or 15 women. I thought toxic masculinity was bad. They talk about toxic, bro. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you.
It seems to only be the idea of you are using your masculinity as a weapon to defeat some absurdity that I have over here.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that take.
Techno Trooper donated $200.
Thank you, man.
Tell us your favorite green flags in a partner that is undervalued.
Yo, Techno Trooper, thank
They
you so
don't
much
know.
for the $200
They don't know.
TTS. We'll go around the table.
I'll tell you,
on
man,
that.
they don't
That is
know.
in the chat for Techno Trooper. Thank you, man. Tell us your favorite green flags in a partner that is undervalued, okay?
I think somebody who listens and gives you good advice. Like, I appreciate a partner that I can get advice from. Like, someone who doesn't mind hearing about my daily trials and tribulations because they want to help. I genuinely
Yo, that's a red flag from her side.
help me through it.
Why do you undervalue that?
Wait, do I undervalue? No, I think that is generally undervalued. I think that people are very like okay with.
There we
their
go,
partner not-
talking about themselves. It's about a partner. Man, these females are crazy, man. I'm telling you, they're not. They cannot see the male side of things, man. This is gonna be for long. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like always, I'll see you in the next one.